Valmonica is here, and I hope you like your Pendulum Link archetypes. Make sure you guys smash the little crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Valmonica is here, and you know, this is actually pretty cool. So we have Angelo here on a level 4. So this is going to be a Pendulum Scale 3, 1200, 2100 defense. So Pendulum effect, when you have a Fiend monster card in your other Pendulum zone, each time you gain life points, place 1 resonance counter on this card. And then once per turn, when your opponent's monster clears an attack, you can immediately, after effect resolves, link summon 1 Valmonica Link monster. So you're going to need to have 2 Pendulum Scales in order to generate these markers. Oh boy. Our monster effect. If this card is in your hand, you can discard 1 other card, place this card in your Pendulum Scale, and 1 Demande Valmonica from your deck in your Pendulum Zone. Okay. During the main phase, if this card was normal or special summon, you can banish 1 Valmonica normal spell trap card from your graveyard. This effect becomes the gain life effect when that card is activated. Okay, so that's we get some scale modification-esque effects here of this. Now, our other scale down here, the Demande Valmonica. So this is going to be 1200, 2100 on a level 4, and this is our Fiend. So while you have a fairy monster card in your other Pendulum Zone, each time you take effect damage, place a resonance counter on this card. Monsters your opponent controls lose 100 attack for each resonance counter on this card you control. Now our monster effect. If this card is in your hand, discard 1 other card to place this card and an Angelo Valmonica card from your deck into your Pendulum Zone. So they're both going to be able to be self-placed, so you can universally set up Pendulum Scales for this, or 5. And then during the main phase, if this card was normal or special summon, you can banish a Valmonica normal spell or trap from your graveyard. This effect becomes that card's damage inflicting effect when that card is activated. So that's a lot to take in. Alright, I promise you, if you got all that down, you're good. Alright, so this is a Link 1. Somebody's going to be like, oh, come on, Robbie. We got Link 1s. Yeah, this is the upside down Link 1 here on a 2500. But don't worry, they're not entirely free. So this is going to be 1 effect monster, and this cannot be Link summoned unless you have a fairy monster card with 3 or more resonance counters in your Pendulum Zone. So keep that in mind, that you're going to have to ramp up 3 counters on the fairy one alone to be able to make this Link 1. So you're still dedicating essentially 3 to 4 cards to make these. If this card is Link summoned, you can target monsters your opponent controls up to the number of resonance counters on cards in your Pendulum Zone and destroy them. And then you can remove 3 resonance counters from cards in your Pendulum Zone. This card can make a 2nd attack and 3rd attack during each battle phase this turn. So you have a card here that can get 3 attacks and attempt to close out the game for you, which isn't terrible. And then we have our other, yeah, that's right, we got 2 Link 1s down here. And this is another Link 1 with the arrow pointing to the right this time. So, cannot be Link summoned unless you have a Fiend monster with 3 or more resonance counters in your Pendulum Zone. You can only special summon 1 of these once per turn. If this card be destroyed by battle card effect, you remove 3 resonance counters from cards in your Pendulum Zone. And then during your opponent's turn quick effect, you can target 1 of your Valmonica normal spell trap cards that is banished or in your graveyard. This effect becomes that card's effect when that card would be activated. So, the amount of dedication that you are putting into these cards in order to get this to work is actually insane. Like, these being Link 1s is very deceptive. Alright, so here's my favorite part. This is their field spell, by the way, right? Like, the field spell couldn't be that broken. Well, this is interesting. So, you only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. You can only effect this card's name once per turn. So when this card resolves, you can add a Valmonica monster from your deck to your hand. So standard on-field place, search your deck for anything in Valmonica monster added to your hand. Okay. If this card, or if the 3rd resonance counter is placed on a card in your Pendulum Zone, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls and take control of it until the end phase, but it cannot attack, which means that I can take anything that my opponent has and Link summon out the big cards using that opponent's card as a material. Okay, well that's just delicious. I mean, that's what you want to see here. Okay. Now we have the Valmonica Varsare. Is she feeding us poison? They're feeding us poison. That's what this is. So you can only activate one card with this card's name per turn and apply one of these effects, your opponent's choice, if you do not have a Valmonica card in your Pendulum zone. That's actually great, by the way, that the opponent gets the choice if you don't have a Valmonica. So the gain life point effect, so you gain 500 and then excavate cards from the top of your deck until you excavate a Valmonica card, and if you do, add it to your hand and then shuffle the rest into the deck. Imagine if this dumped everything else that you milled. Be some disgusting things. Or you can take 500 life points, then you send a Valmonica card from your deck to the graveyard except for this card. Not too excited about that one. That's not terrible. And then we have the Intori. They're drinking us up. They're pouring us alcohol. They're saying it's okay. Drink up, you know. These cards can't be that bad. So, once again, apply one of these effects, your opponent's choice, if you do not have a Valmonica card in your Pendulum zone. You only need one, by the way. I think that's very important. So the gain life point effect, gain 500 life points, and your opponent chooses one monster in your graveyard that can be special summoned, if any, and then you can special summon it. Or you take 500, and then you can add a level 4 monster from your graveyard to your hand. Why did we not give this the clause of being able to search from the deck as well? I understand that you've already got 2 monsters in the field spell that can search. You know, we're already playing with Pendulum archetype stuff here. I don't see, like, the lining of synergy that they were pushing for this. Okay, now we have the Valmonica, the Guiding Rhythm. Okay, so this is a trap card here. Please don't select. You activate one card with this card's name per turn. If you control a Valmonica monster card, apply one of these effects, or if you control a Valmonica Link monster, you can apply both in sequence. So we can gain 500 life points. You can destroy one small trap card on the field. Or you take 500 to return one monster on the field to the hand. I mean, okay, that's fine. And then we have Valmonica, the Selecting Melody. That's actually really cool. So you can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. If you control a Valmonica monster card, apply one of these effects. If you control a Valmonica Link, you can apply both in sequence. So you can gain 500 life points. Also, your opponent cannot target Valmonica monsters. You control card effects for this turn. Or take 500, then you can negate the effects of one face monster your opponent controls till the end of the turn. And then we have reprints for Logath and Stained Glass here. One thing I want to point out here. We are missing number 36 here, which is probably going to be the Ultra. We are missing an Ultra out of all this, and the Ultra is usually the most game-breaking card for the archetype. So keep that in mind, but that's some interesting stuff. So, what do you think? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.